Hello friends, welcome to another short video of Dav Jones Yoga's pathologies and joint compensations. Today we're going to be looking at a very special area of the body in regards to symptoms of headaches. We're going to address or look at three main headaches that often can be experienced from prolonged sitting or even spending too much time overlooking your computer at your desk during your typical 9 to 5 job. So from here, we're going to be looking at three main areas of headaches. One is the crown, headache on the crown of the head. We've got a headache at the front of the head, known as the frontal headache, and we've got the headache at the temporalis, which is the side of the skull here. Today, I've got my lovely assistant and my wife, Selma, joining me for this tutorial. We're going to be looking at some very simple massage techniques just to help with these migraine/headaches. The two types of techniques we're going to be using is one where we just do simple side strokes, kneading, and up and down strokes. Well, that's actually free, isn't it? All right, okay, so looking at the frontal headache, so we're looking at referred pain. You might feel a migraine at the front of the head. We're looking at a very uniquely named muscle known as the zygomaticus, and that's the muscles surrounding your eyes here. So if you sometimes release the trigger points around the eye area, you can relieve any referred pain, headache that you sometimes get along the front of the head and the forehead. So if you look at my lovely assistant here, you feel this area down the side of the nose, often where you can kind of relate to the sinus area. You can do something called kneading here. So just below the cheekbone on the cheeks, you just take your forefinger and your thumb. You might even want to take the second finger as well, and just do some really gentle pinching motions sort of around the eye. You can even kind of sort of clasp the cheekbone as you do so. And as you come towards the sort of lateral edge here of the nose, you can just press lightly on that area and just rub it up and down. And typically, if you do sometimes experience these frontal headaches, the trigger points actually around these areas will actually be quite sore. When you're on these sore spots, you'll know you're in the right place. So spend a little bit of time there, roughly 12 or so strokes, 5 to 6 breaths, and you can often release those trigger points, and then you repeat these simple massage techniques 2-3 times a day. Okay, that's the frontal headache. The next one's quite easy to access, and I'm sure we've all heard of the temporalis, the temple here. So there's a muscle that actually orientates all around the side of the skull here. I turn Selma's head to the right. You sometimes get headaches in this section on either side, of course. But here, if you just come above the cheekbone and you find the temple, we have a few different trigger points that can be associated, that often the muscles get tense there and the muscles chronically short. And these can cause this feeling of a headache in your temporalis area. And I will just take 2 fingers, first finger, second finger. You can do this by yourself and just simply sort of follow the direction going from the front of the ear around the curvature of the ear. And again, same as we did for the frontal headache, if you do find any tender spots in the muscle tissue here, and stay there for a little longer and kind of try to massage it out. And what I'm doing here is just doing sort of side to side strokes. And you yourself doing this yourself will often find those areas of sensitivity which you can release. And again, I wouldn't overdo it. We can often sometimes find that we kind of stay there a bit too long, and sometimes this can kind of cause inflammation. We want to be typically doing roughly about 12 or so strokes, giving it a rest and going back to it a bit later on in the day. Okay, that's the temporalis headache. The last one, which is a little bit more difficult to access, where often sometimes we get referred pain or headache pain in the crown of the head. This is a very important muscle which can help with our inhalation and also helps our head to turn from side to side. It's a long named muscle called the Sternocleidomastoid. And if I turn Selma's head to the right, you'll see this branch of muscle that comes all the way down here. So this attaches, the one branch that attaches at the sternum, and the second branch attaches on the collarbone. So this first branch is the one that we're interested in. And you can see as she turns her head to the right, the left sternocleidomastoid will engage, will tense. And it starts here at the sternum, and as it goes all the way up around the back of the ear and attaches to the mastoid process at the back of the skull. Now, what we don't want to, or we want to make sure when we massage this area, if we do feel a pulse at any stage, please back off and be very sort of tender with your touch here. And I'll basically follow the line of this SCM and just make your way up the branch of this muscle up towards the back of the ear where it finalizes in its attachment. And again, the same as we did with the previous massage techniques, if you do feel any tender spots, then you can stay there a little bit longer, do 12 or so strokes, and just repeat that 2 to 3 times a day. And these simple massage techniques can really help to relieve somewhat kind of recurring headaches that you experience. And some of you might be experiencing these day to day in your work routine, and it really can sort of reduce the options for you guys and ladies, of course, for popping pills. You know, you get a headache, you drop a paracetamol. I mean, that's not good for your systems in long term. So just simple massage techniques like this can alleviate these headache symptoms. And it's really, really simple and easy to do. Good luck with this. And I hope you found today's short video useful. Namaskar.